go to start, you go to game settings, and then display settings. Oh wait, no, sorry, I lied. Control, button fig. Alright, so if you look here, I got my close range, so like look at your controller like while I'm saying it pretty much. Like for B is for my main attack, right? And then strong attack is right above it, like the bumper right above it, you can do your strong. So if you hold your thumb and then your index finger, you can do combos just like that, just by pressing on the same side. And then ninja tools, I got it as my left trigger, so think of like a first person shooter to where you shoot with the left trigger. That's what I do when I throw bombs or ninja tools and stuff like that, or kunai. Jump is the bumper right above it. That way I can jump and throw shit. Pretty much, like, and it's just easy because the bumper being a jump button, it's just easier to access to. You're not going to press any buttons on the way on accident. It's just clean. And then I got my first ninjutsu X, and then my ninjutsu 2 is Y, which I believe are the main combo. But that way I don't accidentally press those either, and they're in their own category. Chakra jump, you hardly ever use that, so you can just hold down A, like at the very beginning of the match, which is really the only time I ever use it. Because most of the time I use guard and dodge, which you hold down the left trigger stick, which is the stick that you use to move around. So when you hold down the left trigger stick, you essentially, like, basically when you're moving, you hold down the same stick and it guards, right? And then if you just push down on it and move up or to any direction, you dash. So like while I'm jumping in the air, I can go up, dash, and then, somebody comes at me, I can guard him, mid-air really easily. So it's just easy access to that.
Pushing it.
Technique, I have it on my right stick because you only use the right stick to like change where you're looking at. And really when you're in like the heat of combat, you don't really like utilize that. So you won't accidentally press, your secret technique or anything, and it's also easy access because whereas before the technique was on the D-pad. Yeah, it was on the D-pad. And you don't ever really use the D-pad because, it only has one button that you use on it, so why even go near it, right? Because that's just delay time. So I just keep it on my right stick. That way I can just press down on Alt, Lock on is on the other side, so it's the right trigger. That way, I can lock on, jump, and throw ninja tools. and then like my lock on is also near my combat buttons too. So like if you look like the right side of the controller, it's B for normal attacks, and then the trigger right above the lock on is my heavy attack, so it's just faster. But yeah, that's my control scheme.
Your fingers are not having much at all with it right there. Like,
say what?
Everything's there.
Yeah, so like the way I found out about that control scheme was like when the demo first dropped, you could only play offline for a couple hours, and so I would literally just grind on on the offline mode where you could only do the training mission, and pretty much like the whole mission I would just change up my controls to what I was most comfortable with. And since I play like Halo, on bumper, jumper, and sensitivity, like it was just easy for me to set that up. So but yeah, I spent like 2 hours setting that scheme up. So
that's a good scheme though. That's definitely a good scheme.
Yep.
I would change a couple things to the way I play.
Yeah.
But for what you do, that's on point.
Especially like as a defender, because